Hello guys, it's Hammad from MMA Diagnosis, and today we have a very special guest with us. He's a former UAE Warriors featherweight champion. He's a UFC veteran and now competing with Brave Combat Federation, and he'll be competing in the main event of Brave CF 47 Asian Domination on Thursday, 11th of March. Rolando, the Incredible D. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm a little bit hungry because I'm cutting weight at the moment,
Yeah.
but I'm all good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the other time you are, even though you're cutting all this weight. How's the weight cutting going right now? Like, how much do you generally cut during camp?
Now I'll just cut maybe seven for 5 days. But for the past two fights, because of the late notice, I did 10 in 5 days. But now it's 7 or 6. Yeah. Now I have four already.
Oh,
Four
okay,
now.
okay. So, is it a big wake up for you, or is it, it's not too strenuous compared to?
Yeah, not it is still big. It's still hard, but it's not that hard compared to when I was fighting in featherweight. Way
Okay.
back in featherweight, I was cutting really big. That's why I decided to transfer
Right.
to lightweight.
Yeah, like, do you feel the difference? Like, we know a lot of fighters now, they're kind of moving up a weight class from, the general MMA scene is cutting a lot of weight and, coming a lot bigger than your opponent. Now that you've moved up to lightweight, how's your body feeling now compared to when you were at featherweight?
I feel good. I feel fast. I feel agile. I don't feel that heavy, and my mind. What is important is my mind is fresh in the fight day. Because even if you weight cut a lot, then you recovered wrong. You recovered not 100%. Your mind the fight day is so it's so deep, so heavy. You feel that you didn't sleep a lot,
Yeah.
and it's not good if your mind is weak in the fight day.
Okay. And your opponent now, Abdi Salam Ulu Kobancheve, very hard name to pronounce, but from
Yeah.
Kyrgyzstan, he looks like he has a very solid, wrestling kind of background, grappling. Do you feel like in this training camp was that mainly what you've been working on? So the kind of wrestling defense, keeping it upstanding, is that the kind of game plan?
I'll be honest, it's pandemic back in the Philippines, it's hard to roll with people.
Mm,
And quarantine rules and the law in the quarantine rules is hard. So jiu-jitsu and wrestling is banned, and you can't do close contact, etc. But I did my best to prepare for the fight, and I didn't wrestle a lot, didn't jiu-jitsu a lot, but I think I did enough for to prepare myself against Kobenechik. I did I used my few resources during pandemic. I did more drilling drilling.
okay.
Na-
Yeah, so you mainly did, I'm guessing, striking training, and you've been focusing more on that
yeah,
because of
because that's
obviously.
what it's allowed in my country.
Yeah, I think it's a bit tricky now for fighters trying to get that elite training in now because of all this no contact. So, um,
Yeah.
so I'm guessing, like, looking at your style, um, you got, very good striking. The Filipinos always have very good striking within MMA, and even in boxing, we've got Manny Pacquiao. Um, do you feel like your striking is a lot higher than his? Like, how do you see your styles matching up?
I think he's powerful. He's powerful and he's durable. But I think I'm more precise and faster.
Yeah. Do you feel like?
So and I'm more technical in stand up. I think that's my advantage in him in terms of stand up. But his stand up is something not to underestimate.
Mm,
He knocked out a lot of people in stand up fight. He is a wrestler, but he can strike. So I can count him out in stand-up fight.
Okay, yeah, and do you feel like with your like knockout power, you have very you have a lot of power within your hands. You got dynamite. Do you feel like you know what if I just get a good shot at him, it's gonna be a good night, or do you feel like you might go the distance with this fight?
My goal is to touch him. Just touch him, touch him, touch him. If he fall, then I'll be happy. If it will go to distance, and I won by decision by touching his face over and over again, so be it. No, I don't really aim for the knockout, because if you aim for the knockout and you expect somebody to fall when you hit them very hard, then you'll be shocked that they're still standing. No, my goal is just touch him, hit him, and if he fall, so be it.
Okay, yeah. I guess we see that a lot in MMA where fighters they get in love with their power and then they just keep on swinging and going for the knockout. So I think it's good that
Yeah.
you got the mindset of you know what, just touch him, touch him. If the knockout comes, it arrives. Talking about Brave now, Brave Combat Federation. How is it as an organization? How is it being in Bahrain? What's your opinion on the organization? You've been in with
This the organization is one of the best. I worked with PXC, I worked with UFC, I worked with UA Warriors, I worked with Legend FC, and I worked in my decade of fighting experience. I worked with a lot of organization, and I can say without lying that Brave Combat Federation is one of the best, if not the best organization I worked with. They take care of fighters. They take care of me. They're very professional, and even in pandemic, they're still taking care of the fighters. They're giving shows. They're giving stage for the fighters who badly needed fight like me. And I'm more blessed and thankful for Brave that they're existing and that they're giving opportunities for us at this moment.
yeah, but I mean, I think Brave is just gonna get bigger and bigger. And, we're seeing guys like yourself and many other great fighters. Competing, and these next few weeks are gonna have some great cards. Do you this fight now is a lightweight title contender fight. So the winner now will most likely get the title shot with the current Brave CF lightweight champion, which is Amin Ayub, I believe. Um, their matchup now, Amin Ayub versus Ahmed Busha Amir. These two are fighting. Um, who do you think is going to win that one then? Like, what's your opinion? Because that could be your next possible opponent, right? Out of these two.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
um, I think Amin will destroy Amir. And with my opinion, I think as a warrior, as an athlete, I don't think he deserved to be there. In my opinion. Um, I should be there. Not because I'm jealous, but I'm just stating facts. I should be there fighting Amin, but it is what it is. And maybe they see something I don't see on Amir, but my opinion, he fought Cowley
Mm.
in the super lightweight, super welterweight. Cowley is in a 3-fight losing streak. That's his last fight before fighting Amin, and he fought before that. He fought another welterweight in the welterweight, and he lost to Silva via unanimous decision or TKO, I think, the former champ. He lost to Bruin, whom I beat in the first round knockout. I'm not that I'm underestimating Amir, but I know he's a great fighter. He lost and he came back on top again. But all his wins doesn't justify why he is fighting for the belt right now.
Oh, okay. So
But again, maybe they see something I don't see, and I respect the decision that they gave Amir a fight for the title. And I hope, and if he ever win this fight, I will clap my hands for him, and I will. It will be an honor to fight him after if I win against Omok. But if you will ask me if I will put my money on someone on that fight, I believe Amin via knockout or submission.
Okay, so you believe Amina you will finish him? Like it's not.
Yeah, the only weapon of Amir is Russell. You know, I've seen his striking. I don't know if he improved in his in his last fight. Is only if he will fight the same. So his only weapon is wrestling, and Amin is, yeah, his wrestling is not that good yet. I've seen him being taken down, but his grappling is very good. I've seen him submitted a lot of people, and he has a knockout power. He have good hands, and it will be very hard 25 minutes for Amir to out wrestle Amin for 25 minutes. For 25 minutes, it will be very tiring if you don't have other option. So I think it will be Amin, but I hope if Amir will win, I'll clap my hands.
Okay, so like talking about that, what's your opinion of the lightweight division in Brave in general? Like, how do you like see it like overall? Like, do you see like what is thin or is quite stacked, considering other organizations?
Again, again,
Okay, yeah. So, what's
again,
your
sir.
opinion on the lightweight division, like in general in Brave? Like, what's your opinion like with the competition wise? Like, do you feel like what like fights in and you get the match, or do you feel like this division's quite stacked? There's a lot of competitors, a lot of contenders.
Yeah, I mean, I think in my opinion, the best lightweight at the moment, the best lightweight at the moment is Omok, and the competition in lightweight is very high. You can see Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson is a very technical striker, and it's hard to beat that English guy. And here is the Kyrgyzstan warrior, Omok, the Abdisalam Uulu Kobanechek is a very good fighter as well. And you have these Russians who are coming in, Russians, teammate of Khabib who are coming in, undefeated Russians. I think this is a very hard, like, it is always lightweight in all organizations
Mm.
is one of the hardest and the most stacked weight class, and especially in Brave, because a lot of talents all over the world is there. The best of the best, the best of the best from every region, every country is in that organ is in that weight class. So if ever I solve Amok, I need to solve Bruin. I need to solve what's the name is this Sam Patterson from England, Amir from Bahrain, Egypt, and Amin. It's the competition very high. Yes, the competition very high, and inspiring me to work harder, learn more, and improve my weapons more.
Yeah, I mean, talking about your decade of fighting, uh, how has the sport evolved from when you first started till now? Like, because you've been fighting till so many years, it's quite unbelievable. What's the change for you that you've seen from amongst the kind of modern fighters, like the new kind of age of fighters? What's the difference you see from back then to now?
Uh, Actually, it's yeah, the game is evolving. Before it's all about grapplers who are swinging hands. In the early MMA era, in my early years, it's always grapplers, wrestlers who are winning the fight. Even they have poor striking, they're just swinging in the air and then go for the takedowns. It is the striking back then is not that important. And now when after a few years, you have these technical strikers here, Peter Yan, Conor McGregor, Israel Adesanya, etc. That the game is evolving, the strikers are evolving, and there are techniques that are being applied to the sports that is evolving. And before it was ruled by the MMA. The MMA world is ruled by grapplers, jiu-jitsu black belts, Brazilians, and then the wrestlers, American wrestlers, Russian wrestlers took over. Now the strikers took over. And the game is evolving every year. And like for example, the calf kick. Before, calf kick is not that, that's not, no one used calf kick before. It's always leg kick, stump kick, leg kick. Then now calf kick is being used by everyone. Even Magic Man used it against me. Bruin used it against me, and when it hit my calves, I was like, what the fuck was that? He's kicking me lower, not in the legs, And yeah, martial art fighting is evolving throughout the time. Every year it is evolving. It's like a technology, technology is evolving every year. You need to study technology every single year, because because there's another technology will be added, another science, etc. Same in martial arts, same in fighting. Another technique, another way of fighting, another discovery of how of an effective way of fighting every single day, every single year. And I'm pretty sure more will come, and the fight game, mixed martial art, will improve in the next coming years.
Okay, yeah, wow. Talking about, yeah, like you said, mentioned the calf kick. We're seeing that a lot now. Is that something you're looking to implement in your fight? Maybe.
After John Bruin and Magic Man use it against me. Yeah, I trained it. I tried to imitate it. Yeah, maybe if ever I've seen, I will see an opportunity to kick his calves, maybe. But I'm more of a puncher than a kicker. So
Hmm. Uh, how does it feel compared to a typical low kick? Because I've been low kick, I've never been calf kick. How's that feeling?
it's more painful. It's hard to counter, because in the legs, if you see the kick coming, you'll just put all the weight in your leg. You can absorb the kick and you can counter it via punch. In calf kick, if you put all the weight in your legs and counter it via punch, your balance will be off, and there's no enough power, and the muscle in the calves is thinner, smaller, so it is way, way, way more painful than the leg kick.
Nice. Before we end the interview, I'm going to ask you a few light questions I like to do in every interview. So I'm going to start off with your favorite, the fighter that inspired you the most.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Okay, that's interesting. Why Conor? I'm actually quite curious.
First, he's a striker. Second is he started from the scratch, and maybe he's a foul-mouthed warrior, but he, because of fighting, he changed the game. He changed the game. A lot of strikers evolved because of his style. Before the karate style, the taekwondo style, those kicks, the punches, the boxers are being bullied in the sport. When Conor came in, the game changes, and the way he inspired people, the way he changed the lives of people around him, his teammates, the way he he helped Artem to in his career, the way he helped his mother to in by using fighting, the way he helped his wife
Mm.
from the scratch to have a better life because of fighting. No, it's very inspiring, and he's smart. He's the way he talks. You will learn a lot from his words. Precision beats power, timing beats speed, and inspirational talks. When you speak, you will learn a lot. You will be inspired a lot. And that's the reason why. And yeah, it's Connor who really inspired me to work harder and fight better, train smarter, and be a better striker.
Okay, wow, okay. Yeah, the next one is how does it feel to represent the Filipino community within MMA? Because like how is the scene now compared to before, like in the sense of the Filipino fighters, a lot of them were strikers. Or you seen it in MMA, we had like Kevin Belingon and a few others as well. You're like one of the few pioneers within the Filipino kind of MMA scene. So how is it now compared to like before? Because boxing has mainly been the more dominant kind of sport, but now we're seeing the rise of MMA. So for you being in the Philippines, how is MMA now looked at?
Yeah, I'm developing fighters now, and they are getting better. I have flyweights ready to go pro, and I think if a lot of a lot of fighters, we will just open the mind of Filipino fighters, because most of them are underestimating jiu-jitsu, underestimating wrestling. They think that they should, they are good boxers, that they can do MMA. No, we need to educate the fighters in the Philippines about jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and mixed martial art. And I think a few years from now, a lot of MMA fighters from the Philippines will rise, especially if I'm rising up in the MMA scene. The Lakais are rising up in the MMA scene, and few Filipinos are rising up in the MMA scene, and they will be educated. And Filipinos are natural born warriors. We are talented in fighting. We just need to learn these new rules, new sport, which is MMA. And if we can succeed in boxing, if we can create Manny Pacquiao, Gabriel Flashdor, the Flash Donaire, Rolando Navarrete, and a lot of champions in boxing. I know few years from now, if we will educate Filipino people about MMA, jiu-jitsu, grappling, wrestling, etc., I think we will gather world championships in MMA in the next decade.
Okay, wow, yeah. I could definitely see that. I mean, like a lot of the Filipino fighters, you could see the raw talent and the way they, strike, the power, the speed. So once they pick up the more wrestling and grappling, I mean, definitely going to get worse in
Yeah.
the next couple of years. So the next question is, if you had one dream matchup, so you competing against anyone, it could be any weight class, any era, who would it be?
Uh, yeah, I have two fighters in mind. Of course, Conor McGregor. I'm a big fan of Conor,
Mm.
and I want to fight him. I mean, maybe it's a dream match for me, that to fight my hero, to fight my I'm a very big fan, my idol, to fight with him and give my best. That's the reason why I want. He's the person I want to my dream match. Second is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather. In any rules, boxing, whatever,
Get that money.
whatever rules he wants because of the money.
Yeah.
If you fight Floyd, you're we made it, baby. It's a red panty night.
I mean, Definitely, definitely a recommended by Floyd.
Yeah.
Even Connor in that sense.
Yeah. Even Conor, but Floyd is better. Exhibition match with Floyd is $2 million.
Yeah, I mean,
Exhibition match. That's exhibition match. Yeah, the Japanese kid who did
yeah,
against Floyd.
yeah.
Exhibition match. He won 2 million. He have a prize of $2 million just for I one round getting knocked out. How much more a professional fight with Floyd? It's like $100 million. It's a red party night, baby. We did it.
And the next question is, obviously, you're weight cutting. You're cutting weight right now.
Yeah.
After the fight, I mean, after the fight, what cheat meal are we gonna eat?
Yeah. After the fight or before the fight?
Before and after, you can tell me both. What are you looking?
Before the fight, I'll just eat a lot carbs. Recover, hydrate. I mostly eat in my recovery or Filipino food because that's what my body is used to. Filipino food, rice, bulalo, sisig. Those things are what's my favorite Filipino food. Then after the fight, I like to food trip with my wife. We like to eat Japanese food. He likes Japanese food. I like Japanese food. Japanese food is my comfort food when everything goes sad. And of course, Arabic. I realized Arabic food is very delicious as well, but I don't know how to buy one here at the moment because that rice and there's a toppings, there's a toppings upstairs and it's a little bit spicy. It's like a fried rice of Arabic food. It's very delicious.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
What's the name of that?
which one is it? Fried rice
It's
with
like a fried rice with a lot of meat up in the on top.
a lot of meat on top. I'm trying to think. I'm
And a
not
little bit
sure.
spicy.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay.
Arab. I'm not Arab, you see. So I'm not
Okay.
sure. But actually, you know what? I need to. After this interview, I need to check what you're talking about now because I'm curious. Fried rice with spicy. You eat that then? Is that like oily?
Yeah, it's kind of. I think not that oily, but there's an oil. Yeah, it's very delicious. And I don't know what's the name because I asked the Brave to or in my last fight. I said I want to eat rice because there's no there's the food in the hotel is not a little bit delicious after you weigh in, and Brave bought me a very good fried rice, and I didn't ask what's it, and I eat it, and they said it's an Arabic food, and man, it's the best food I ever tasted. So I
Shawarma. Is
I
it shawarma?
believe there's a
Is it
huh?
shawarma? So you had lamb shawarma. Shawarma with rice. Is it like meat pieces on top of the rice?
Yeah, 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 something like that.
I
Yeah,
think it's a shawarma. I think you had shawarma. Was it lamb or chicken?
yeah, but there's a spicy thing.
Oh,
Spicy.
spicy. Then. Shawarma's more like,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know, man. You're getting me hungry now.
yeah.
uh, yeah, so that's what you eat for weight. I'm gonna ask you a few techniques that you may like. So, like your favorite striking technique.
My striking is very basic. I knocked out few in my left hook. My left hook is my favorite
Okay, left hook. Yeah,
striking technique.
left hook.
Counter left hook. Counter like left hook to be exact.
Okay, nice. That's a nice combo actually. Um, favorite grappling technique. It could be a takedown, submission, anything you like pulling off, like in training.
Double leg.
The double leg, yeah. Just
Yeah, double leg. Power double leg.
yeah. Uh, okay, and the next one is I'm gonna ask you a few matchups now. So this is one of the fights. Obviously, I've already asked you one. You're possibly your next fight. Jarrah Al-Salawi versus Ismail Nordiev.
Again, who?
Jarrah Al-Salawi versus Ismail Nordiev. I think they're fighting for the welterweight championship for the break.
The welterweight champion, the Brave.
Yeah. He's fighting against.
Yeah, so I don't know who's his opponent. I'm not, but I know the champion. So I am going for the champion because I saw him fight many times. He's very good.
Okay, yeah.
He's
And
the one who knocked out via uppercut the former champion, right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, but
Yeah. He have good timing, good striking, good grappling, and he's very tall. You know how to use his distance, so I think he will win.
so you think you're going for him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is a man named they call him the number one prospect in MMA, Muhammad Mokaev, and I'm sure you've heard of him. Versus Abdul Hussein.
I think Mokaev will win.
Team Mokaev wins. How do you see that fight going? Do you think it's just a decision, or do you feel like you know what, he'd probably get the finish?
I think it's a decision because both of them are grapplers. You know, both of them are grapplers, and I never seen Mokaev get submitted, and the only way Hussein will win is submission. I think Mokaev will score the rounds via takedowns, but he will not finish Hussein because of his Hussein jiu-jitsu. You know, and maybe it will end and the fight will end in unanimous decision by Mokaev because of the takedowns.
Okay, nice. And another big one is Jose Shorty Torres versus Sean Santella. I believe their last fight was a draw. They're having a rematch, so it's a flyweight tournament. How do you see that one going?
I mean Torres. I think Torres. I think Torres, yeah, because I'm going for the youth. You know, Stella is. I don't know his age, but the way I look at him, he's quite old. And
Okay.
yeah, the way I look at him, I think he's old. He's old. I think he's near in 40s in my judgment, at least in my judgment. So I think Torres will win because he's still young, he's agile, he's fast, and he's younger.
Okay, nice. And the next fight is a super fight. It might not happen. It might happen. Habib versus GSP.
I'll go with GSP.
GSP, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Because every other fight I've asked has said Habib, but you're probably the first one that said GSP to me, and I partly agree with you because
because I never seen a person. I mean, the prime GSP, the GSP champion. You know, he lost to Malsera, yes. He lost to Matthews, yes. But after that, you know, he's unbeatable. He learned his lesson. I never seen him beat by a wrestler who have no striking. And Khabib have striking, but you know his striking is not that damaging compared to his wrestling, and his only way to beat people is his unstoppable grappling and unstoppable wrestling. And I doubt it if if it is against GSP. I never seen GSP got out wrestled. I never seen GSP got out grappled unless in his early days of his career. But when he's a champion, he never out wrestled, got out grappled, and his striking is very smart. You know, his jab, his timing, his footwork, and his cardio is insane, and he's way bigger than Khabib. And I think it will be a boring fight because you know GSP fight boring, and most of his fights is a little bit boring because it's very technical. But I think unanimous decision for GSP.
Okay, nice. Unanimous decision GSP. And the biggest matchup, Rolando D versus Abdi Salam Ulu Kobanchebek. How does that fight go?
I think if they first round KO.
First round KO.
First or second round KO. Yeah.
Okay, that's a big statement. I mean, you know what, people, you heard it from the man himself. He's fighting in the main event. I'd like to thank you for your time. It's an honor to have you on. Before we end it, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, and where can people find you?
I want to give shout out to my team, my teammates in the Incredible Fighting and Fitness Center, my gym, and thank you for the help in preparing for this fight. And to my wife and to my daughter, you're the reason why I'm here. You're the reason why I'm still grinding, why I'm still dreaming. Thank you so much. And you guys can find me my Instagram. Follow me my Instagram. I've been fighting for a decade, but I have few followers. So I have my Instagram is the Incredible MMA, DY Incredible MMA. Follow me in the Incredible MMA, and follow my gym, my team page. I don't have a page in FB. Follow the Incredible Fighting and Fitness Center.
Okay, you heard it, people. Follow. Make sure you follow him, man. This guy should have a lot more followers. He's for in the UFC. He's for everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember watching him in the UFC when I was a lot younger. This guy, he's for all over the world, and he's representing the Filipino community. Make sure you give him a follow. He's competing on the main event for Brave CF 47. Check him out, Rolando, the Incredible D. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Take care, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.